Stop. Before you eat your next bowl of oatmeal, watch this video first. Because if you are over the age of 55 and eating oatmeal every single morning, thinking you are doing something great for your heart, your weight, and your blood sugar, you may actually be making your health significantly worse, and nobody has told you this. I know that sounds shocking. I know you have probably heard your whole life that oatmeal is one of the healthiest breakfasts on the planet. And the truth is, it can be, but only when it is prepared correctly. And today, I am going to show you that the way most seniors prepare oatmeal every single morning is secretly triggering blood sugar spikes, increasing inflammation in the body, robbing your bones and muscles of essential nutrients, and this one is the one that surprises people the most, actually causing stubborn belly fat to grow, even though you think you are eating healthy. In this video, I am going to walk you through the 7 most common oatmeal mistakes that seniors make every day. And for each one, I am going to give you the simple, easy fix so that your morning bowl of oatmeal stops working against you and starts working powerfully for you. Stay until the end, because mistake number 7 is the one that almost nobody talks about, and it is arguably the most important one for anyone over 60. I will also give you my complete perfect bowl formula at the end, so you know exactly how to make oatmeal the right way every single morning going forward. Are you ready? Let us start right now with mistake number 1. Mistake number 1, you are choosing the wrong type of oats, and it is spiking your blood sugar like candy. The very first mistake happens before you even start cooking. It happens at the grocery store. And I want you to picture this scene right now because millions of seniors do this every single week. You are standing in the cereal aisle. You are in a hurry. You spot the oatmeal section, and you reach for those instant oatmeal packets. You know the ones, they come in individual paper packets. They have pictures of fruit on the front. They say things like heart healthy and whole grain goodness, and they promise to be ready in just 60 seconds. Here is what the colorful box does not tell you. To cook in 60 seconds, those oats went through an extreme industrial process. They were pre-cooked under high pressure at the factory, then flash-dried, then rolled so thin that they are almost powdered. This industrial process completely destroys the fiber structure of the oat, and that fiber structure is the entire reason oatmeal is supposed to be healthy. What does that mean for your body? It means that when you eat instant oats, your blood sugar spikes almost as fast and as high as it would if you ate a piece of white toast. Your pancreas rushes to produce a large wave of insulin to bring that sugar back down, and once that insulin does its job, your blood sugar crashes. And that crash is what makes you feel exhausted, foggy-headed, hungry again by mid-morning, and it sends your body a signal to store fat, particularly around your waistline. And we have not even talked about what else is hiding inside those little packets. Most flavored instant oatmeal packets contain added sugars, artificial flavors, preservatives, and sodium. You are paying extra money for something that is considerably worse for your health than the simple, plain oats right next to them on the shelf. So what is the fix? It is incredibly simple. When you stand in that grocery aisle, walk right past the colorful packets. Look instead for one of 2 things. Option 1, old-fashioned rolled oats. They take 5 to 10 minutes to cook, they keep their fiber fully intact, and they are much gentler on your blood sugar. Option 2, and this is the gold standard, steel-cut oats. These are whole oat grains that have been sliced with steel blades. They have the lowest blood sugar impact of any oats available and the highest amount of that beneficial fiber. When you look at the ingredient label, it should say one thing and one thing only. 100% whole grain oats. That is it. One ingredient. If you see any form of sugar listed or a long list of words you cannot pronounce, put it back on the shelf and walk away. You deserve better than that. Mistake number 2. You are overcooking your oats until they turn to paste and cooking out all the nutrition. This mistake is one that I find particularly heartbreaking because people make it with the best intentions. They think that cooking oatmeal for longer on higher heat means it is more thoroughly done, more properly cooked, and therefore healthier. But the opposite is true. The most important compound in oatmeal is something called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is the soluble fiber that is responsible for everything we love about oatmeal. It is the compound that the United States Food and Drug Administration formally recognizes as capable of reducing the risk of heart disease. It forms a thick, gel-like coating inside your intestines that physically traps LDL cholesterol particles before they can be absorbed into your blood. It slows down the digestion of carbohydrates, so your blood sugar rises slowly and steadily instead of spiking sharply. But here is what happens when you boil oats on high heat for a long time until they become that thick, gluey paste. The high temperature breaks down the molecular structure of the beta-glucan. The fiber is still there in terms of calories, but it can no longer form that protective gel. It no longer does its job. You have essentially cooked the medicine out of your medicine. You are eating the calories without getting the benefits. And there is something else. Some B vitamins, specifically vitamin B1 and vitamin B2, are heat sensitive. Long, high-temperature cooking reduces them meaningfully. For seniors who are already at higher risk of B vitamin deficiencies that affect energy levels, nerve function, and brain health, this is not a small thing. So what is the correct way to cook oatmeal? Use medium to low heat. Never blast it on high power. What you want is a gentle simmer, small, lazy bubbles coming up slowly from the bottom of the pot. For rolled oats, 5 to 8 minutes on that gentle heat is all you need. For steel-cut oats, around 20 minutes on low. Here is a professional trick that I absolutely love. Remove the oats from the heat when they still look slightly wet and almost soupy. Do not panic. Just put the lid on and let them sit for 2 to 3 minutes off the heat. They will continue absorbing liquid and thickening on their own to the perfect consistency. You preserve all the beta-glucan, you preserve the B vitamins, and the texture will have a slight, pleasant chew to it. That gentle resistance when you bite is actually the sign that the fiber is still fully intact and working for you. Before we go further, I want to ask you something, and I genuinely want to know your answer. How have you been making your oatmeal every morning? Drop it in the comments right now. What do you add to it? Do you cook it on high heat? Do you add honey or fruit? Tell me everything. I read every single comment and I will personally reply to as many of you as I can. Mistake number 3. You are not soaking your oats first and robbing your bones and blood of essential minerals. This is the mistake that most people have genuinely never heard of. I want you to listen carefully here because this one has a direct impact on your bone health, your energy levels, and your immune system, and almost nobody talks about it. Oats, like most grains, seeds, nuts, and beans, naturally contain a compound called phytic acid. Scientists and nutritionists call phytic acid an anti-nutrient, and they give it that name for a specific and important reason. Phytic acid can bind to essential minerals like calcium, iron, zinc, and magnesium, inside your gut and escort them right out of your body before you can absorb them. It literally grabs them and removes them. Now, I want to be honest with you here. If you eat a wide variety of foods, phytic acid from oats alone is unlikely to cause severe mineral deficiencies on its own. But here is my question. If you are eating oatmeal every single morning, sometimes twice a day, why would you deliberately want anything blocking the minerals you need? Why leave any health benefit on the table when the solution takes 30 seconds? And for seniors in particular, calcium and magnesium absorption are extremely important for protecting bone density and preventing osteoporosis. Iron is critical for energy and avoiding fatigue. Zinc is essential for immune function. These are not optional nutrients as we age. They are critical ones. The fix? Soak your oats, and I promise you, this is so easy that once I explain it, you will never skip this step again. The night before you want to eat oatmeal, take your measured portion of dry oats and put them in a glass or ceramic bowl. Cover them with about twice as much filtered water. Then add 1 teaspoon of something acidic, either fresh lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. The slight acidity activates the enzyme called phytase that already exists naturally inside the oats. This enzyme then goes to work breaking down and neutralizing the phytic acid while you sleep. Leave it on your counter overnight. In the morning, and this step is important, so please do not skip it, pour off all that soaking water. Do not cook with it. That water contains the phytic acid that leached out of the oats. Rinse the oats briefly under fresh running water, Then cook them as normal using fresh water or milk. That is it. 30 seconds the night before, and now your body can absorb dramatically more of the minerals that are in every single bowl. Mistake number 4. You are eating far too much and turning a healthy breakfast into a fat storage trigger. I want to talk about a piece of logic that trips up so many well-meaning, health-conscious people. It goes like this: if something is healthy, I can eat as much of it as I want. You have probably heard this idea. You may have applied it to oatmeal, and I completely understand why. When something is genuinely nutritious, it feels wrong to restrict how much you eat. More healthy food should mean more health benefits, right? Wrong. And with oatmeal specifically, this logic causes a very real problem for seniors. Here is why. Oatmeal is, at its core, a carbohydrate, a very high-quality, fiber-rich carbohydrate, but still a carbohydrate. And when you eat a large portion of even the best quality carbohydrate, your body receives a large glucose load. Even the beneficial beta-glucan fiber can only slow down that absorption so much. Eat too much, and your blood sugar still rises significantly. Your body then responds by storing the excess glucose as body fat, particularly around your abdomen, the very belly fat you are trying to lose. And there is a second problem with oversized portions that is specific to seniors. An overload of fiber, even good soluble fiber, can cause bloating, gas, uncomfortable fullness, and a heavy, sluggish feeling that lasts for hours. I have seen patients who gave up on oatmeal entirely because it made them feel terrible every morning. In many cases, the problem was simply that they were eating too much of it. So what is the right portion? The medically recommended amount of dry oats for an average adult is 30 to 50 grams. In measuring cup terms, that is approximately 1/4 to 1/2 cup of dry oats. When you first measure this out, it is going to look like almost nothing sitting in the measuring cup. You're going to think there is no way that will be enough to fill you up. But here is what you need to know. Oats expand enormously when cooked. They absorb water and nearly triple in volume. That small amount of dry oats becomes a genuinely satisfying bowl. And in the next 2 mistakes I'm going to explain, you will learn exactly what to add to that bowl to make it keep you completely full and energized for 4 to 5 hours without any crashes. The oats are just the foundation. The additions are what complete the meal. Get a measuring cup or a small kitchen scale and start measuring. Do not guess. Do not pour from the container until the bowl looks full. Precision matters here, especially in the beginning, until you get a feel for the right amount. Mistake number 5. You are eating oatmeal alone with no protein, and setting yourself up for hunger, crashes, and muscle loss. Has this ever happened to you? You eat what feels like a solid bowl of oatmeal at 7 in the morning. You feel satisfied and good, but then by 9 or 9:30, just 2.5 hours later, you are absolutely ravenous. Your stomach is growling, you cannot concentrate, and you find yourself reaching for whatever is closest: a biscuit, a piece of toast, something sweet. If that sounds familiar, this is exactly why it is happening, and it is not a willpower problem. It is a nutrition design problem. A bowl of plain oatmeal cooked only in water is roughly 80 to 85% carbohydrates. There is very little protein and almost no fat. Without protein and healthy fat as co-pilots, even complex carbohydrates digest faster than you need them to. Blood sugar rises, then falls again, and when it falls, your brain receives an urgent hormonal distress signal that screams, "Feed me immediately," and your brain almost never asks for broccoli in that moment. It asks for something fast and sugary. But for seniors specifically, there is something even more important here than just hunger. Every single morning is a golden opportunity to get high-quality protein into your body to protect against something called sarcopenia, the gradual natural loss of muscle mass that begins in your 60s. Sarcopenia affects your strength, your balance, your ability to do everyday activities independently, and skipping protein at breakfast is one of the fastest ways to accelerate it. So what do you add? I call this the 3-part rule for a complete breakfast. You need your oats, your carbohydrate base, you need a protein source, and you need a healthy fat source. All 3 together transform oatmeal from a snack into a proper, complete, balanced meal. For protein, choose one of these. Greek yogurt, A half cup stirred in gives you 12 to 15 grams of protein and makes the oatmeal wonderfully creamy. A scoop of protein powder, whey or plant-based, mix directly into the warm oats while they cook, giving you 20 to 25 grams. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, they dissolve right in, add omega-3 fats, extra fiber, and about 8 to 10 grams of complete protein. For healthy fat, add a small handful of walnuts or almonds, or a tablespoon of natural peanut butter or almond butter. Make sure it contains only peanuts or almonds and nothing else. These fats slow down digestion even further, flatten your blood sugar curve, and help your body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins that are in your bowl. With protein and fat added, your bowl of oatmeal will keep you completely satisfied, focused, and energized for 4 to 5 hours without any crashes, hunger, or cravings. That is what breakfast is supposed to do. Mistake number 6. You are turning your health food into a hidden dessert with sugar toppings. This mistake breaks my heart a little every time I see it, because people make it with completely good intentions. They do everything right. They buy the right oats, they cook them gently, they measure the proper amount. And then they pour honey or brown sugar or maple syrup on top. They genuinely believe they are making a healthy, natural choice. And I want to be kind about this because the idea that honey and maple syrup are somehow medicinal or that natural sugar is different from refined sugar has been repeated so many times in health media that millions of people believe it. So I am going to tell you something clearly because I respect you and your health too much to soften it. Your pancreas cannot read the label on the honey jar. At the molecular level, your body processes honey, maple syrup, brown sugar, coconut sugar, and agave in essentially the same way, as glucose entering your bloodstream. Your insulin response does not distinguish between natural and processed. It simply responds to the sugar load. And the cruel irony here is devastating. The entire point of eating oatmeal is to slow down the absorption of sugar into your blood. The beta-glucan fiber works specifically to flatten your blood sugar curve. The moment you add any form of sweetener on top, you directly counteract and cancel out that protective mechanism. You push your blood sugar up sharply. You trigger an insulin response. You promote inflammation. You send a signal to your body to store fat. And you feed the harmful bacteria in your gut that thrive on sugar while starving the beneficial bacteria you need. So what do you use instead to make oatmeal taste delicious without the damage? You have wonderful options. Let me share the best ones. First, Ceylon cinnamon. This is my personal favorite and I put it on everything. Not the regular cinnamon from the spice rack. Look specifically for Ceylon cinnamon, sometimes called true cinnamon. It contains bioactive compounds that actually help your cells respond to insulin more efficiently. Research has shown it can improve fasting blood sugar in people with prediabetes. It provides a lovely sweetness to your brain while simultaneously helping your blood sugar stability. Use a full teaspoon generously. It is completely safe and genuinely beneficial. Second, fresh or frozen berries. Blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, blackberries. These are your best friends for adding natural sweetness. They are relatively low in sugar compared to most fruits. They are loaded with antioxidants called anthocyanins that actively fight inflammation and protect brain health as we age. And their fiber content adds to the fiber already in your oats. A generous handful of blueberries on your oatmeal is not just delicious, it is genuinely medicinal. Third, a slightly underripe banana. If you love banana in oatmeal, use one that is still slightly greenish or just barely yellow, not brown and spotty. A less ripe banana contains significantly more resistant starch, which acts more like fiber than sugar in your body, is much gentler on your blood sugar, and feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Mistake number 7. The one nobody talks about, you are eating oatmeal at the wrong time of day. And your body clock changes. Everything I saved this one for last because it is the piece of information that is completely absent from the mainstream conversation about oatmeal. You will not hear this from most health channels or in most nutrition articles, but the science is clear, and for seniors, it genuinely changes the effectiveness of everything else in this video. When you eat your oatmeal matters enormously. Specifically, Eating oatmeal before 9 o'clock in the morning makes it significantly more powerful for your health than eating the same bowl at noon or later. Here is why. Your body operates on a 24-hour internal rhythm called your circadian clock. Every organ system in your body, your gut, your liver, your pancreas, has its own internal schedule. And it turns out, the bacteria in your gut and the bile acids your digestive system uses to process soluble fiber like beta-glucan are most active and most effective in the early morning hours. This field of nutrition science is called chrononutrition, eating in sync with your body's biological clock, and the research is compelling. The same bowl of oatmeal eaten at 7 in the morning produces a gentler blood sugar response, better cholesterol-lowering effects, and greater satiety than the same bowl eaten at 12 or 1 in the afternoon. Your body is simply better equipped to handle it in the morning. And here is a beautiful bonus tip that connects this timing point with a practical technique. Cook your oats the night before and refrigerate them overnight. Simply reheat them gently in the morning in 2 minutes. Why? Because cooling cooked oats dramatically increases something called resistant starch, a special type of starch that your body actually cannot digest. Instead of being absorbed as sugar, resistant starch travels through your gut and feeds your beneficial bacteria, particularly a strain called Akkermansia that is closely linked to healthy body weight and metabolic health. Studies show refrigerating cooked oats increases their resistant starch content by up to 40%. So your new routine is, cook a batch on Sunday evening, refrigerate in individual portions, reheat gently before 9 a.m. each morning. You have just made your oatmeal 40% more powerful without any extra effort. Alright, you now know what nobody else has told you about oatmeal. Let me give you the complete formula. Everything you just learned, simplified into one clear protocol that you can start using tomorrow morning. The perfect oatmeal formula for seniors. Step 1. The night before, measure 30-50 grams of steel-cut or rolled oats into a glass bowl. Cover with water and add 1 teaspoon of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. Leave on the counter overnight. Step 2. In the morning, pour off the soaking water. Rinse the oats under fresh water. Cook on medium-low heat. Never boil hard. Remove when still slightly wet and let sit 2 minutes to finish thickening. Step 3. Add your protein, half a cup of Greek yogurt, or 1 scoop of protein powder, or 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Choose one. Step 4. Add your healthy fat, a small handful of walnuts or almonds, or 1 tablespoon of natural almond butter or peanut butter. Step 5. Add your natural flavor, 1 full teaspoon of Ceylon cinnamon, and a generous handful of fresh or frozen blueberries. No sugar, no honey, no syrup. Step 6. Eat it before 9 a.m. every day, consistently. This is not a complicated diet. This is not a restrictive protocol. This is just oatmeal, prepared the way your body was designed to receive it. 6 steps, 30 seconds of preparation the night before, and a breakfast that will genuinely lower your cholesterol, protect your muscles, stabilize your energy, support your gut health, and fuel you clearly and strongly through your entire morning. You deserve a breakfast that actually works for you, not against you. Now, I want you to do one thing before you close this video. Write down which of these 7 mistakes you have been making, just one, the one that surprised you the most, and then start fixing that one tomorrow morning. Just one change, that is all I am asking. Small changes done consistently are what transform health over time. And if you found this video genuinely helpful, if something in here surprised you, or you are going to change how you prepare your oatmeal, please hit the like button. It tells me that this kind of in-depth, honest health information is what you want more of. And subscribe if you have not already, because next week I am releasing a video on the 5 foods seniors eat every day that are silently damaging their kidneys. And most people have absolutely no idea. You do not want to miss it. Take care of yourself. You deserve to feel well. And I will see you in the next video.